What inspired me to join the military is I grew up in a military family. I had 5 uncles that served in Vietnam and the Marines and the Army. And my dad also served in the U.S. Navy. I've had some brothers also that went into the Navy. So being as a young child and seeing a lot of military around me, I just knew that this is something I was going to do. And then back in 1980, when Iran took our hostages, took over the embassy, that kind of made me pull the trigger to join, and to just do what I can do to help.
2 things inspired me to join the military. One, I wanted to do something larger than myself. I did want to serve my country. And 2, I saw the Marine Band when I was 6 years old, and I told everybody that was in attendance with me that I was going to grow up and play drums in the Marine Band one day, and I did.
My father and my grandfather before him.
I actually grew up in Kentucky, and Eastern Kentucky, and the only thing when you got out of high school was drive a coal truck, work at coal mines. I didn't really want to do any of those. I wanted to go to college. My folks really couldn't afford that, so I joined the Army for GI Bill and to go to college. And I had some family, my uncles that served in Vietnam and so on.
I was inspired to join the military because my grandfather was in the Army during World War II.
Military threw all kinds of crazy things at us, and so we had to adapt to whatever it was that came along the pipe, and that was problems as well as people. So that sort of diversity of challenges certainly gave me the mental flexibility to deal with some of the things that we face here at the company.
So my military service really provided a framework or the background of who I am in terms of being able to lead in the absence of orders, right? So they train you in the military to make really good decisions if, your leadership is missing. They teach you to problem solve, come up with really good solutions to implement in the absence of orders. And I have brought that forward with me. So I try to instill the teams here at Phoenix to operate kind of under the same premise.
My service in the military prepared me for any job, not just my job at the Phoenix, by a commitment to excellence, a commitment to self, and a commitment to others.
Every day in the military was like April Fool's Day. There are a lot of things that I miss from a humor perspective, but I think we get our fix every April 1st.
I do miss the camaraderie, the workout sessions. There was always 30 or more of us running in, side by side. I miss the formations, marching, carrying our country flag. I do miss that type of stuff.
What I miss about being in the service is the camaraderie. There has never been another place that had camaraderie like that.
I miss that camaraderie and the unique culture.
My favorite part about being in the service was the camaraderie, because we all was together. We was all away from our actual families. We got to serve and hang out with each other and did everything together.
I joined the National Guard in 2021, and I'm currently still serving in 2023 as field artillery. I joined for family, education, and to travel, and the Phoenix family has helped me greatly on my deployment I just recently got back from. I do howitzer maintenance in the Army National Guard, and to transition into maintenance here was great. I love this company with it.
Veterans Day means to me that the people that served before me and the people that served after me, we get to appreciate them, all the hard work that they put in, the time they spent away from their family, the sacrifices they've made. I think it's just so important that we understand not just that, but the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Memorial Day, a lot of people get that confused and base that off of people that have served, but ultimately that's the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And Veterans Day is the day that we can appreciate those people that are still with us, our brothers, our sisters, mom and dad, that we get to just thank them for what they did.
Veterans Day is important to me because it was a chance to serve our country and protect the greatest country ever known for our freedoms, to fight for our freedoms. I think it's great to honor our veterans because they put their lives on the line for our freedoms. I respect all of them.
Veterans Day means to me is dedication, sacrifice, and commitment. Because of that dedication, commitment, and sacrifice, we are able to enjoy the freedoms that we have today.
Veterans Day is so important to me because I have many friends that was in the military, different branches, and we all have a common thread because we serve our country, we love our country.
Veterans Day means to me a day to celebrate everyone who currently or has served in the military and the sacrifices that they have given for their country. And also, I like to include the families, the spouses, and the kids. You know, it's a day for them too because they're just as important as the military personnel themselves.
Veterans Day is important to me to honor all the veterans past and present, and because of the veterans why we have our freedoms and rights and everything that we have today.
Veterans Day is coming up, and it allows us to honor the ones who have decided to serve and protect the others so they don't have to.
We honor the folks that served, right? Our veterans, some gave a lot, right? Some gave their lives for our rights that we have in our country today.
We honor our veterans, and the same reason it's important to me is because veterans are volunteers. They're willing to give the ultimate sacrifice for freedom for our country. To me, there is no higher calling as a citizen of the United States.
I think it's important because a lot of people have served and given their life for our freedoms.
Veterans Day means to me a day of remembering veterans, and the reason that it is so important that we remember them is that at one point in time, whether it was peacetime, wartime, every single veteran raised their right hand and took an oath to defend this country, no matter where they were sent, no matter what the conditions were, no matter who they were following. So they committed themselves to this country for a period of time.
Veterans Day, what it means to me, that's a day for me to remember the past with the men and women that I've served with. There's 2 days a year, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, that is a day where I can reflect and remember the people I served with, the ones that are still alive, I still keep in contact with them, and the ones, on that day we're able to sit and think about the ones that didn't make it home, that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Veterans Day means to me that there were a lot of sacrifices made so that I could be free. And just with that in mind, the veteran to me is an important part of our society. And I believe that we should provide for them the necessary things they need after war, whether it's home, a new home for their family, or help with their mental state. Sometimes war creates postpartum type depression things, and our soldiers deserve to have health care so that they can take care of the issues that they face as a result of serving in our nation's armies and military.
Serving something larger than ourselves, I think, is a great way to live a richer life. And for folks in the United States, military service is an easy to connect with and recognizable institution. I think it's been a great way for a lot of us to give back to the country that's done so much for us.